Hey, how's it going guys? This is Tom from UDS and welcome to the latest edition in our series where we look at the games that critics hated, but in actual fact, were pretty damn good. Whether they're so bad they're good, or genuinely underappreciated hidden gems, we think it's about time they get the spotlight they deserve. Based on aggregate review scores, we're gonna throw ourselves directly onto the controversy bonfire and tell you what you really missed out on if you only listened to the critics of yesteryear. Lastly, before we start, don't forget to like this video and hit the bell and subscribe for plenty more video game content every single week, and let me know what your favourite underrated games are in the comments below. Right, this one hurts. Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death. It was released by Rebellion back in 2004, and a while back, I included it in our list of the best licensed video games, which is why it was particularly painful finding out it only has a 55 out of 100 on Metacritic. Despite being 18 years old, it remains the franchise's most recent video game release. To this day, I remember reading the manual, complete with plot synopsis and character profiles, to death as a kid. It was my first real exposure to the character of Judge Dredd, and led me to become a lifelong fan. And yes, I do like the Stallone film unironically, don't even at me.
You betray the law!
So what happens in Dredd vs. Death? Well, naturally, you play as Dredd himself, starting off as he would any normal day by arresting anyone and everyone he comes across. And yes, I do mean everyone, even for owning a hamster without a license. Do the crime, you do the time. But before long, the side judges sense that a plague is approaching the sprawling metropolis of Megacity 1, and the incarcerated Dark Judges are the prime suspects. If you've never heard of the Dark Judges, they're basically a group of undead beings from an alternate timeline hailing from the planet Deadworld, obviously. Now, if that wasn't edgy enough for you, their leader Judge Death views life itself as a sin, punishable by you-know-what, playing Sonic 06. Nah, even they're not that harsh, it's only punishable by death. But as I said, luckily by this point in the game, they're all slammed up in the clink, and there's no possible way they could cause any problems. Only, obviously that isn't true. And before long, not only will you have to contend with the Dark Judges and the cult who worship them, but also Dr. Dick Icarus. And no, Kid Icarus didn't grow up to get his doctorate, although now I really wish Pitt was called Dick. Can you imagine? Oh, how funny. Anywho, Dr. Icarus is dead set, pun intended, on finding not only the secret to immortality, but also resurrecting the dead. Naturally, this leads to an infestation of zombies and vampires that you'll have to mow down. Of course, being the big-chinned, helmeted hero that you are, you do this, take on the Dark Judges, and ultimately save the day, leaving the citizens of Megacity 1 to live in their dystopian police-state paradise. Are we sure we're not the baddies here? So that was a pretty whistle-stop tour of everything that happens, but I hope it gives you a vibe for how bat-plop insane the story can be. It totally captures the grungy, late 80s, early 90s tone of the source material, and features plenty of Easter eggs and nods to give longtime fans a giddy thrill. And even if you've never heard of Judge Dredd before, it really doesn't matter. It's really good at showing you the world without tedious lore dumps and exposition. I mean, it hooked me on the franchise, so personally can confirm it's safe for newcomers. Dredd vs. Death made a real effort to innovate. Expansive Maps allowed you to tackle combat from various angles, and the fact you could arrest almost all NPCs for crimes ranging from murder to, and I'll stress again, owning a hamster without a license, made the world feel lived in and organic. Enemies are varied and require some real strategy to defeat too. You'll go from your standard perps who will keep their distance and fire from behind cover to literal vampires who will pursue you mercilessly until you're their soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside dinner. That's why it's handy that Dredd's Lawgiver pistol has to be one of the best weapons in video game history, with ammo types ranging from explosive, bouncing, person-seeking, armor-piercing, and highly explosive. It's the closest we'll ever come to truly being a street judge. Okay, I'm really gonna put my neck on the line here. people have been waxing lyrical about Halo for over 2 decades. But if you haven't tried its grungier, more violent, and arguably superior counterpart, you're really missing out. Well, if you haven't murdered me in the comments yet, what did you think of Dredd vs. Death? Did you play it back in the day, or are you going to check it out now? Please let me know in the comments below, I would love to read your thoughts. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe for more videos every single week, or you can always visit upsidedownshark.com to read the article that inspired this series. I'll bung a link in the description. But until then, my name is Tom, this has been UDS, and we'll see you next time.